I was invited to an early screening of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and of course, I said,
"Let's go!"
I picked an appropriate pin, grabbed the reddest jacket I own, and suited up.
He's gonna see the Mario!
The mystery will finally be unveiled. Is this the video game movie of the century?
As we got closer to London, I started to get a little nervous.
We're getting closer.
It was starting to dawn on me that the wait was finally over. It was finally time to watch this film that I never thought they'd make.
It's a horse, of course.
But it still kept me wondering, would they stick the landing? We got to Leicester Square and we were greeted by a screening packed full of Mario lovers, and I suddenly realized I probably could have got away with wearing my Mario hat after all.
Mamma mia!
It's about to happen.
And so it was time to watch the movie.
I loved it. So good.
Continue for 3 miles.
I will. I'm so happy. I went in with relatively low expectations. I've come out smiling. And honestly, I was smiling a lot through the film. My cheeks are kind of hurting from how much I was smiling throughout the film. So very happy. More thoughts to come once I've processed and got out of London.
You finally saw the Mario movie.
Now I can stop waking up in the night in a cold sweat, worrying if it's going to be good or not. The PJ's a very happy boy right now. As Mario would say, let's go. Oh, London. Stinky, stinky London.
And so, now that it's been a few days for it to sink into my head and my unwavering excitement has subsided a little bit, let's take a look at the Super Mario Bros. Movie and ask the big question that everybody wants to know. Is it a good movie? A very subjective, difficult question to answer, and everybody's gonna have a different opinion on it. So take this as just that. It's my opinion. Other people might feel differently. That's fine. They're probably wrong, but that's fine. First of all, I just want to say how happy I was that I got to see it in the way I saw it. At this lovely screening in Leicester Square, me and Sophie sitting next to Daniel and Dean, who were equally as excited as me. And the excitement in the room was just palpable. Everybody there, young and old, shared one thing in common, and that is this strange love for a short, plump Italian man named Mario. I've grown up with Mario. I will die with Mario. I don't really know what that means. And I think there was almost a little bit of nervous tension throughout the theater. Before the film started, I think a lot of people were wondering, what are we in for here? And so as the Nintendo logo appeared on screen at the very beginning, which was very surreal in itself to see on the big screen, a child in the crowd sliced through the silence by shouting, Nintendo! And everybody in the crowd just started laughing, and I feel like that really helped everybody just relax a bit. Unfortunately, I did have to report the kid, and he was promptly escorted out. So overall, what did I think? I loved it. I really, really did. There is a lot of love woven into this film. There is a lot of attention to detail, which is incredibly satisfying. Everything down to how Mario runs. So I would say a very light-hearted, wholesome, Mushroom Kingdom themed romp. So let's really get into it. The good. To start with, the animation is absolutely stunning. The Mushroom Kingdom was so true to the games. It just looked beautiful. I also thought the scenes set in Brooklyn were really cool as well. Particularly, there's a shot of Mario and Luigi wading through this water in the sewers. Had this nice tasteful grain over the whole thing. I just thought it looked really, really nice. Speaking of the animation, the character designs themselves were really great. Mario and Luigi just looked right. The first time I saw a still of what Mario was going to look like, there was something kind of off for me. I wasn't sure what it was. But when you see him in the context of the film and he's moving and he's jumping and he's doing all that kind of good stuff, it just looks and feels right. I think sometimes it's easy to forget that there are a team of very, very skilled and talented animators behind this. And with Nintendo no doubt peering over their shoulders at all times, they were gonna get the look of the film right. Bowser, I thought, looked really, really phenomenal. Even with Illumination's little flair that they like to put on things, I thought he still still looked amazing. I also want to say I really like the design of Donkey Kong. It's clearly an homage to the style of the original Donkey Kong arcade games, so I love that they went for almost like a younger looking Donkey Kong. Also, speaking of animation, there were some really terrific sequences. Mario and Luigi would be running along through the streets of Brooklyn, and the camera would follow them through this like side profile, like a side scroller video game. It was a good stylistic choice, I thought. Next, the story. The story was super simple, which I've seen being used as a complaint, but you've got to remember it's a 90-minute family film, so I think playing it a little safe with a bit of a simple story is kind of the way to go, because it also invites opportunity to have subplots and character threads. I love a good character thread. So the general main plot is Mario and Luigi find themselves in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario has to save his brother whilst helping Peach to stop Bowser from destroying the world. It's basically the plot of every Mario game. Did we think it was going to be anything different? I did. I think more complex stories could find themselves appearing later on in potential sequels. So what are these subplots I'm talking about? Believe it or not, Mario and Donkey Kong, in fact, both have daddy issues. They long for the respect and admiration of their parents. Both Mario and Donkey Kong, whilst being rivals, also both feel a little bit like they're missing something. And who would have thought? Who would have thought? That I wasn't expecting. It's light, don't get me wrong. It's not as heavy-handed and well done as something like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which I think did that dynamic really well. But it's in there, and I thought it was really sweet. You know what I think is really sweet? We met Mario and Luigi's family. Up until this film, I don't think Nintendo have ever acknowledged Mario having a mum or a dad. Also, it's a film about brotherly love. Again, whilst it's very light, it was in there. And I think I would have been a bit disappointed had they not touched upon this. Luigi really looking up to his older brother, looking for that protection, and Mario being the protector. What about the music? Ooh, the music was good when it was good. They really went to town on the musical arrangements in this film. They've taken many themes and different pieces of the music from this franchise we all know and love. Some scenes they went a little heavier with, and it was the score of the film, and they were flying around and running to the music. And then sometimes there were just hints of it. There was sometimes just little, ooh, we're walking through the sewers. Ooh, a giant green pipe. Ooh, a little da 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 da. There's some other thoughts I have on the music, but we will talk about that when I get to the bad. Also, two huge notable shout-outs to the rap from the Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Hey, paisanos!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. And also the Donkey Kong rap. Yeah, the one that goes DK. Donkey Kong. Although I will say, I watched the credits. I saw them scroll up. I saw you credit DK Rap from Donkey Kong 64, but I didn't see Grant Kirkhope's name. What's up with that? Internet's not gonna be happy about that. Speaking of music and sound in general, what about the voice acting? Luigi I thought was great. Charlie Day just completely embodied the entire energy that Luigi needed.
You just got Luigi.
Bowser was excellent. I never had any doubt.
Open the gates!
Donkey Kong was Seth Rogen.
That's what they came here for! Dancing packs!
And yes, he did do the laugh. I thought the voice acting for Peach was good. I thought maybe some of her lines could have used a bit of punching up.
You're coming with me. Watch and learn.
Toad was very good, very funny.
This guy's brother is going to die imminently.
Cranky Kong maybe could have been a bit crankier.
Enough with the showboating!
Kamek, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, might have actually been the best voice in the film.
Behold, the king of the Koopas.
He didn't have that many lines, but when he did speak, it was just perfect. I spotted Charles Martinet in there doing a couple characters here and there. He got a couple of wahoos in, so I'm pretty happy with that. And that's all the main characters. That is everybody. Am I forgetting someone? Oh yeah, Mario was also in the film. Let's talk Easter eggs and cool references, because this film was packed with them. Here's what I managed to pick out on my first viewing. If you noticed anything really cool that I might have missed, let me know in the comments below. I saw like a crystal Pikmin statue in the apartment early on in the film. There's Spike, who works for the Wrecking Crew, which is an old NES game. Diddy Kong was in the film, although that wasn't really an Easter egg because he was named and pointed out. But Dixie Kong and Chunky Kong were next to him.
And then there's Chunky! He's dead.
Luigi's phone having the GameCube ringtone. Blump. Yeah, just like that. Mario and Luigi defeating Bowser by swinging him around by his tail, Mario 64 style.
So long, Bowser.
A restaurant called Punch-Out Pizza with a Jumpman framed photo on the wall. Oh, there was a Star Fox R-Wing above Mario's TV. Give us a Star Fox movie, please, Nintendo, please. I'll make it for free, please. Also, Bowser's piano had Ludwig von Cooper inscribed on it, which is the name of one of his children, which is also named after Ludwig van Beethoven. So many fun little bits dotted throughout the film, and it was a joy to me every time I spotted one. And so with the good also comes the bad. The top thing on my list that I did not like, Illumination and many other animation studios, they just love to cram in 80s rock and pop songs, and they just don't work for me. They're just so unnecessary. The Mario franchise is so rich in music. There was no shortage of themes they could have arranged. So when Mr. Blue Sky starts pumping in, I'm just kind of like, what's this adding to the film other than mainstream appeal? Another small complaint, I think I would have liked a little bit more Luigi in the film. I went in really wanting to get Luigi'd, and I did not feel like I got Luigi'd. As the younger brother who is tall and sometimes inept, I relate to Luigi quite a lot. Maybe a sequel where Luigi has to save Mario. Maybe we do the whole Mama Luigi thing as well. PJ, what the hell is Mama Luigi? If you know, you know. I'll leave it at that. The writing was at times really funny, and there were some lines that really caught me off guard.
Where am I?
Ooh, fresh meat for the grinder.
But overall, I felt like some of the lines could have used a little bit of punching up. They could have just been a little spicier, you know? And I think that would have given characters like Princess Peach, who was overall pretty good, a little bit more personality. Let's talk about the massive Chris Pratt-shaped elephant in the room. When they first announced Chris Pratt was going to be the voice of Mario, I was so upset. I went through the 5 stages of grief like 8 times. In the film itself, he is absolutely, totally fine. Whether you like Chris Pratt or not, his performance was fine. It wasn't amazing, but it was passable, or at least I'd accepted that this is what we got, so I might as well just accept it, because there's no point in living in a world of what could be. Again, I thought they were maybe a little bit too safe with Mario's dialogue, which meant a kind of vanilla performance.
That gorilla's wearing a sports coat.
Didn't even have any fun, spicy dialogue to go with it. So Mario unfortunately did fall a little flat, but I think the fact that everybody else was so good helped a ton.
It seems like the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account.
Other than that, there really wasn't that much I disliked. Bowser does some musical numbers, which whilst very funny in the moment, haven't really stuck in my head. I don't even really remember how the songs go. And they had Jack Black, who is, in my opinion, a comedy musical genius. And the songs didn't seem catchy enough to stick in my head. I think they were trying to have their Moana So Shiny moment, and it didn't quite do that, I think. So there we go. I probably will go see the film again. I really, really hope for a sequel, and I think there probably will be. So overall, closing statement, better than the Sonic movie, I would say.